Welcome back. This is the fourth lesson recording for IM2, January 7th, 2021. So I do want to introduce you another method that's called guess and check. And this is actually the method that you've been doing when you were doing factoring when A is equal to 1. Okay, and you were basically guessing and checking different combinations and figuring out what goes in there. The beauty of this method is it's fast and it's somewhat reliable, but um, I'm introducing this last because it may be a little bit tricky for you until you get the hang of it. Okay. However, if you do get the hang of it, then this is the fastest. This is the method of choice, especially in higher math, as you go into pre-calculus and calculus and so on and so forth. You're probably not going to be pulling out your area model, okay, because that just takes too long. So this is the method of choice. So please pay attention. Okay. What you need to do is you need to first write the two parentheses, and then you are looking for to try different combination for the first term factors and the last term factors to add to the middle term. So let me demonstrate that right now. Okay, so when A is not 1, okay, when A is 1, you just need to put X here. If you recall, you just needed to put X here and X here. Okay, so if there was, say, pretend that there was no 9 here, if it was just X squared, and the way you solved was then you just look for the last number and then figured out what are the factors of 16 that would end up with the middle term here, negative 30. Right, but it gets a little bit more tricky when A is not 1, when you have a 9 here, because you have many more different combinations. So to get 9x squared, well, the only way you can get 9x squared as the first term is if the factor is 1x times 9x here. But another combination is if it was 3x and 3x, right? Just for 9, there are different combinations. Okay, then now we need to be looking at what about the last term? Last term is 16. 16 can be broken up as 1 and 6, 1 and 16, or 2 and 8, or 4 and 4, right? And the same thing in this case, 1 and 16, 2 and 8, or 4 and 4. And these are the all 6 different combinations just for this problem. I do know that the sum has to be negative. Okay, so that means I know that for each one of them, it has to be negative, 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 and negative. Okay, so those are the only combinations. Okay, so then here you're basically checking all the combinations. Well, I know that the first term, 9x and 16, positive 16 checks out. So all I need to do is multiply the last outside term and the middle terms. If I multiply the last term, outside term, 1 times 16 is going to be negative 16x minus um, 9x is going to give me negative 25x. That's not negative 30. So basically, you're multiplying the last term and adding the the outside terms and the inside terms and seeing if you're getting 30. Well, 1 times 16 is negative 16 minus 9 is uh, negative 25, so that's no good. What about if it was 1 times negative 8? Negative 8 plus 2 times 9 is negative 18 minus 9, 18 plus 8 is not going to work as well. Or 1 times 4 is negative 4 times 9 is 36. So that's not going to work. Okay, so that's not going to work either. So none of these are going to work. What about the 3 combination? 3x times negative 16, that's a huge number. Okay, and that's not going to work. What about 3x times negative 8? That's 24, negative 24 minus 6x. So 24 plus, actually, it becomes negative 24 and negative 6. That's going to be negative 30. So this is actually going to give me negative 30. So then in that case, I know that this is the combination. I do not even have to go to the last combination. So, but you do want to make sure 3x times 3x is 9x squared. The outside term 3x times negative 8 is negative 24x minus 6x, negative 2, 24 minus 20 minus 6 is negative 30. And then finally, negative 2 times negative 8 is 16. So it might seem a lot more complicated, but as you get used to it, you're going to get really fast at it. Okay, so this is the method. All right. Okay, I want you to try it yourself. Pause the video and see if you can solve this. All right. So again, I can put my parentheses like so. Know that the only way I can get 6x squared is if I have 1x multiplied by 6x as the first term, or 2x multiplied by 3x. Those are the only combinations. Okay, then what about the last term? The only way I can get 5 as the common factor is if I have 1 and 5, but it's also possible to get 5 and 1, isn't it? Okay, so it could be 1x plus 5 and 6x plus 1 here. Okay, so then I am multiplying it out to see if either of these would work. Okay, so I am hoping to end up with positive numbers, so I know that they are all going to be positives. So then I know that the first and the 6x squared and plus 4 is checked out because that's what I was looking for. I'm going to multiply the outside. 1 times 5 plus 6 is not 17. 1 times 1 plus 5 times 6 is 31, so that's not 17. Okay, then we have to go to the other combination. It could be 1 here, or it could be 5 here, or it could be reverse. It could be 2x plus 5 and 3x plus 1. Okay, so in this case, 2 times 5 is 10, plus 3 is 13. 13 is not 17, so that's no good. All of these were no good. 2 times 1 is 2, and 3 times 5 is 15. 2 plus 15 is 17. So this is the combination that works. So this is my correct answer. Let's go with the next one. Again, the different combination is 2x, well, and 4x, or it could be 1x and 8x. Okay. Now I could have 36. Now 36 has a lot more factors. Okay. So let's start with the easy one. It could be 1 and 36, or it could be 36 and 1. It could be 2 and 18, or 18 and 2, or it could be 3 and 12, or 12 and 3, and so on, or it could also be 6 and 6. Okay, so I am going to erase. Whoops. Okay, so it could be 1 and 36, or 2 and 18, 3 and 8, 12, or 4 and 9, or 6 and 6. Of course, this could be also reversed. This could be 36 here and 1 here, and 18 here and 2 here, and 12 and 3 here, and 9 and 4, and 6 and 6. Okay, so but let's just try different combination. Okay, so what if it was 1 times 36 plus 8? That's not going to give me 54. Okay, if I actually reverse this as 36 and 1, is that going to work? I am going to end up with a huge number. I don't want that. Okay, what about 2 and 8? 18. 1 times 18 is 18, plus 2 times 8 is 16. Okay, so 18 plus 16 is not going to be 54. What if I did reverse this as 18 and 2, I'm going to end up with a huge number here that's going to be bigger than 54. So that doesn't work. All right, so then what about 3 and 12? That's 12 plus 24. 12 plus 24. We're getting bigger, but um, that's still not big enough. What about if we reversed it as 12 and 3? 12 and 3, that's still too big a number. So that's no good. What about 4 and 9? 1 times 9 is 9. 4 times 8 is 32. 32 plus 9 is not 54. Okay, so that's no good. What about 1 times 6 is 6, and 6 times 8 is 48. 48 plus 6 is 54. So this is the combination. Okay, so it's going to be x plus 6 and 8x plus 6. That's my combination. Of course, if this didn't work, then I would need to go to the 2x and 4x combination as well. Okay, and this may seem like longer to you for trying different things, but in fact it actually, you're, as you get better at it, you're going to be able to do this all inside your head. Okay, and then it will be way faster, as well as it's a quick way to check, is my answer correct or not? Okay, you're always using the FOIL to see if this is correct, and that's actually going to be much faster in the long run once you get used to it. And believe me, practice, practice, practice is how you're going to get better with factoring. So what did we do today? We checked out two different alternative factoring method, the using the area model and guess and check. I would like you to try to challenge yourself to do all both the method so that you can figure out which method that works best for you. Do you need to know all three methods? No, but you do need to be comfortable with at least one. And that means you need to be relatively fast. And two, it has to be accurate. Okay? And that's it for today.